Hey, Phil Brudengraber again with This Is Crazy with another Just Laugh segment. Now, I gotta get into my military experience because it's absolutely hilarious. We'll try to keep this short. We're gonna go back to boot camp. Don't call it boot camp, call it basic training. We're gonna go back to that, try to share a little story with a little lesson to it. I'll try to keep it short because I can go all day about some of the crazy and hilarious things that happened while I was in the Army. So, for those of you who don't know, haven't served, what happens is when you enlist, you get shipped off eventually to boot camp, basic training, right? You're chilling there for a while, everything seems normal and all. Then finally, your training legit starts. And it begins with an event they like to call shakedown. So in shakedown, what happens is you get everybody crammed into a stinking room. We were in a gym. I guess they do it outside, but the weather was so hot and miserable at Fort Leonard, Missouri in July that they put us inside a gym. I'm not sure that was any better. It was hot as heck in there. We were sweating to death. And then they just begin messing with you at an insane level. One of the things drill sergeants love to do is give a lot of instructions really quickly and really loud so that you basically can't understand it. It puts you in a fight or flight mode and you don't hear the words because your brain is on overload. Now, eventually you overcome that and you learn how to act accordingly under high pressure situations. But initially, they love to shout a bunch of stuff. And you know, all right, everybody, listen up. We're gonna do this thing. You're gonna get this stuff. You're gonna go over there. When you get over there, you're gonna report to this person. You're gonna do this. You're gonna on 1, 2, 3, go. And you're just like, what happened, right? So this is what happens. Get everybody unloaded. They get us all spread out. We're all in a gym. And you start messing with us. Do this thing called front, back, go. Front. And you sit down, you do push-ups. Back. You get on your back, you do flutter kicks. Go. And you get up and you jog in place. And they go, stop. You get down a 3-point stance, right? Front, back, go. And they start doing it really quickly. Just absolutely mess with you. You begin to get physically exhausted, right? Drill sergeants will mess with you. What's the matter, son? You can't even hold up your own weight. What's the matter with that? You so weak, you can't even lift up your own body. God dang, private, what the heck's wrong with you? Always mad that you're in their army. Who? Don't blame me, son. Don't blame me, son. Blame your recruiter. I'm just here to make this mess. You're not good being in my army. Non-stop, right? Lots of shouting, lots of yelling, and physical exhaustion. They love to tell, all right, everybody, we're going to, when I count to 3, you're going to drop the bag. We're all holding our duffel bags, right? We got a bunch of equipment, holding duffel bags. All right, everybody, we're going to drop the duffel bag when I count 3. 1, 2, 3, drop the duffel bag, go. And then we like drop it, but of course we don't all drop it at the same time. So you just all over the place. Oh, pick it back up. We're going to drop them together. So we're going to drop them all together. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, go. And you know, and then, God, you get mad because someone's not dropping it on time. No one's listening. We do it over and over and over again. One guy near me was hilarious because they come up and ask you questions that there's no good answer to, right? If you're sitting there smiling, what's the matter, son? You think I'm funny? You think I'm funny? And your gut tells you the answer is no. No, drill sergeant, I don't think you're funny. What? I'm not funny? I'm hilarious, son. You don't understand how funny I am. So there's no right answers to their little questions. It's so much fun and it's so hilarious. So we're in there sweating. Oh, so one kid next to me, he comes up to me, he's like, son, what are you doing? Just you messed it up, son. What the heck's wrong with you? Why'd you mess it up? And this kid was trying to think. He goes, he asked him, are you smart? Are you smart, private? You smart? Now, there's no right answer to that because you just messed something up. So if you say yes, he's going to yell at you for messing it up. If you say no, he's just going to laugh at you. This kid says, no, drill sergeant. Oh, you're not smart? What are you then, son? This kid sat there and said, I am a stupid moron, drill sergeant. And the drill sergeant almost peed his pants with laughter. He thought that was so funny. He said, oh my gosh, we got a stupid moron. Son, I didn't call you that. You called yourself that, but you know what? I agree with you. Just nonstop yelling. Now, at one point, we're sweating to death. Just puddles of sweat under us, totally exhausted, right? Mentally, physically exhausted, emotionally exhausted. At one point, we had this drill sergeant Brazil. There were some of these drill sergeants who were just mountains of human beings. They were just enormous, right? Drill sergeant Brazil was one of those gigantic black dude. Arms don't go to his size. He's got him out because he's huge. He's one of these people where I looked at him and I was like, he's definitely killed people in battle, like for sure, right? This man will kill people, no problem. And he was all nice and calm, loud as heck, but calm. All right, privates, I understand some of you are questioning your decision to join the Army. Perhaps you're thinking you're not, you made the wrong decision. I understand. I understand some of you don't want to be here today. Some of you are rethinking your decision. So if you feel like the Army was the wrong decision for you. What I want you to do is I want you to go over here. We got some drill sergeants over here to the side. I want you to go over there, see these drill sergeants. They're going to sort you out. Don't even worry. If you feel like the Army is not the right move for you, I want you to go over here, see my drill sergeants over here, and talk to them, and they'll sort you out. Now, in my head, I was thinking, A, I was like, as crazy as this is, I could probably survive this. But B, I don't feel like we could just get out at this point just because we want to. We've only been in this Army for like a week or something. We signed a thing to swear to protect all enemies, foreign and domestic, and I don't feel like it's that easy to just dip. So I was like, I'm about to just stand here. But sure enough, man, a couple dozen people get up, wander over there, and see those drill sergeants. They go back to just torturing us. Front, back, go, just nonstop torturing us, right? Now, eventually, I see those people who disappeared show back up, right? And they look worse. They look much worse. Like, they've just been straight broke off in this little corner of a room somewhere, right? And I was like, see, that wasn't a good move, man. I knew it wasn't going to be that easy. And he said something like, oh, it looks like some of our friends decide they're going to stick with us. Now, if some of you still feel like maybe the Army isn't the right move for you, why don't you come over here and see my drill sergeants? I swear a few more people got up and went over there to see the drill sergeants. And the whole time I'm thinking, did you not just see these people come back? Like, they tried to get out and now they're back, man. It's not going to work. It's not that easy. But sure enough, a few more fell for the trick. Same thing happens. They disappeared for a while. They showed back up much worse. Now, I realized later the Army is super smart. What they're trying to figure out is where the weak ones already are, right? They're already trying to identify the weakest people in this group of people, and so that they keep track of them. And they self-identified. They asked who wants out the Army, and some fools were silly enough to stand up and go like, me, drill sergeant, go over there, and just get broke off and showed back up. It was nonstop hilarious. I could go on and on. That whole night got crazy. But here's the lesson. Here's the lesson in all that. There's no easy way out sometimes. Sometimes you have got to just put your head down, toughen up, right? Brace yourself, take it a day at a time, hour at a time if you got to. Sometimes we're in really difficult situations and there's no way out except through it. There's no shortcuts. There's no easy way out. You've got to hold tight and you've got to get through it. Basic training was one of those. Army was one of those. Once you started basic training, the fastest way out of there was to complete it, was to get through. They would tell you that too. They're like, there's no easy way out. You could just, and we'd see them. People would cry and whine and complain about something, go to sick call. And then sometimes we'd see them in a platoon or in a company that was a few weeks behind us in training. So they actually added time on to basic training. So the lesson again is no shortcuts. Even in difficult situations, you got to fight through that and get through it and be tough, and you'll be better for it in the end. All right, this was Phil Brungraber for This Is Crazy, and that was another Just Laugh segment. Thank you. Much love.